Hey guys, welcome back to Ash Echoes. In today's video, I wanted to take a look at joint training at the 270% on the boss. That is the current max for global from where we're at with the unlocks we've had on the deep exploration. We will get another 30% overall, so we will end up going to 300%, and I might address it once we get there. But up until now, the game for me personally on my free-to-play account, which this is, had been fairly easy. I do have the full summoner team, but I hadn't really found anything in the game that was super challenging except for the early idea of trying to understand the Nexus, which once you got that, the game is so much more enjoyable. But essentially, once we got to the 270%, this was the first place in the game where I've actually had to really think, strategize, and work hard to clear it. So I want to show you guys how I cleared it, a cheese strategy, how I've seen a lot of people in Discord clearing it, and it was something that Lyriel from Pridewind spoke about in our tier list video that we made before the game's release, which is the cheese revival strategy that you can do as well. And I want to have a talk about some other strategies, because obviously being free to play, I can only build up so many characters, so I can't test all the strategies that I want to. So let's take a look at the main issue with this thing that most people will have, and it is this Stinger Shell. So reflects 8% of damage taken to the attacker. The reflect damage is also subject to reduction by Echomancer defense. So the fact that it is subject to defense, I thought maybe you could put more defense on one of your engravings, and maybe that would help you with the damage mitigation, because the problem I have here is I just basically nuke myself if I try and attack the boss. So I'll show you my strategy. So that is the first thing that is very problematic. Otherwise, you could try double sustains if you have them built up. I do not. So I'll show you my strategy. Once again, we'll talk about some other strategies and ideas that I have. One of the ideas that I have, for those that have a well-built Cyrus, and let's say on top of that, maybe you have Sembeka, you could use the Vaporize strategy. So you use the Vaporize zone to get your extra damage reduction so that you can survive the reflected damage as well. I think that would be a very valid strategy, but unfortunately, I cannot test that myself. I'm not prepped for that on my account. So you can see the team I am using is the standard physical team. So I use Laurel and Freda. I know not all people have it, but I want to show you guys my strategy with this. Then once again, we'll take a look at some other things. So essentially with my strategy, what I use is I go straight into, we'll just start the battle, and then I'll show you. As you can see, I do have a decent bit of defense with 789 on this engraving. I could definitely get higher, but overall it's pretty decent. The other thing I could do is increase vitality on it, because obviously that's going to give you more HP to survive through. But let's jump in. I'll try and clear it. I may have to record the clear and then come back, because it did take me a few tries to go ahead and do this, but let's go ahead and try. So the first thing you want to do is put it on manual mode and put it on 1x speed when you get into it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to set up around here. Not too stressed where that boss ends up. I could go out further as well. I might go a little bit further. I can't remember what I ended up doing in my clear, because I did try a few different formations. Now, she is going to be key in the Su Zhao. I didn't actually need her, but I do swap her in later so that I can potentially avoid death on my DPS in the third phase. But when I cleared, I didn't need it, but it's just something you can do. Okay, this is take 2 at it because I wiped. Like I said, this one is very tricky with this strategy. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go into defensive mode here. We want to get that damage mitigation up because the boss is reflecting a lot of damage. We're going to go straight into regen, because you can see how much HP my characters are already losing. I'm going to use her, her summon, and just put it over here. These drones may disappear, but it also does give us an Inspire stack, so we're just like slowly stacking up those Inspire. Then we are just essentially waiting. You can see we're taking a bunch of damage. We want to keep the regen up over here, so as soon as that expires, we're going to go again. We're doing a little bit preemptive here, but we're going to reset that regen. We're going to wait for the ads to come. Okay, the ads should be coming any second now. Yes, so there they are. So we can go ahead and drop these drones over here. Boom. Perfect. Then we can go ahead and use this over here to get these guys. Once again, we do not want to be touching the boss at all. The boss is a threat to us. The boss is a massive threat if we hit the boss, because it will reflect that damage. Okay, there we go. We're hitting all the ads. Let's do it like that. Boom. Do a big damage with him here. Okay, you can see the one is still alive over there, so we're just going to go ahead and use his barrier. We'll just move him over here as well. We'll use that barrier on that one over there, get that out of the way. Because once again, we are just trying to kill the ads. We're going to keep this regen rolling as well. And then we kill that ad. Okay, so now we're looking pretty decent here. After he does this, this is when it gets hairy, because this is when we start taking a lot of damage. So this is where I'm going to use my regen ult. So the buff, I'm going to use this to keep myself cooking, essentially. We're also going to go ahead and pop this to get the extra damage mitigation. It also does give us attack, which is kind of like a 2-scope thing. And then I'm also going to go into backup, and I'm going to swap him out for her, so that if we do die, we can actually get the revive after the block death after taking all the damage. So now we do have... Okay, so there, oh, she used it on herself. Rip. Okay, so I did it a bit soon, but that's okay. We're still looking okay. We've got the AoE healing if I want to use it. Do we need it? We don't need the AoE healing yet. So where is the boss's health at? We're nowhere near enough. So we're going to see some ads coming in as well. So we're just going to go ahead and try and... Once again, we don't want to hit the boss too much. So we might be in a bad position here because we've already used her immune death, which is very bad, but we do have the healing here. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to YOLO this and see if we can get the damage in. Keeping in mind, this is going to reflect a ton of damage, but we do have the big AoE heal that we can rely on. So let's see if this goes, or if we're going to actually go ahead and nuke ourselves on the boss here. So we're just going to go regen. Yes. We're going to go straight into the AoE healing. Oops, I moved her. Didn't mean to. And let's see if we can nuke the boss in this little period here. So she is still in defensive mode. We can use the AoE attack here. Once again, we just want to hit the boss with everything we have. And there we go. We managed to wipe the boss. So that was my strategy. Early game, play it safe, try and avoid it. Unfortunately, my strategy with swapping to the beginner chick, I always forget her name, to get the cheat death. She used it on herself. I positioned her bad. It was just bad play. But you can see what the idea was. Early on, you don't want to be using any extra damage on the boss outside of your basic attacks so that you can avoid the reflection of damage. Because if I used all my drones and stuff on the boss, or my ultimates, like, we just instantly wipe. Then once you get into the once you kill the second HP bar, you just go all in nuke and just hope to kill. And that was my basic strategy. Once again, we keep our tank on the Lorel on damage absorption mode. If you don't have a Lorel, I don't know if there's, maybe you just need to have more defense on your stuff, or once again, you could try that vaporize strategy. And then we keep our what's her face, dude, I always forget the names, but we keep our healer on the healing mode so that we're not buffing and increasing the damage that we deal, thus the damage we take. And then once again, once you get to that third HP bar, that is when I just go ahead and I go full nuke. Now, another strategy you can use, and I've seen a lot of people use the cheese strategy, which is using old mate over here. Now, you do have to have old mate at 1 dupe, because if we go to his combat skills and we go here at 1 dupe, actually, I can probably just look at it in your seed skills because I got it here. Upon his death, or when an ally within 500 a unit radius of his soul color of the bird is defeated, control effects on him and the target Echomancer are instantly removed, and the target Echomancer's spirit keeps fighting for 10 seconds with 50% attack, 100% attack speed, with all the stats. So you keep, basically, it doesn't matter if you die, you can keep going. And people that I've seen use this strat do it from the start of the battle, where you instantly nuke the boss. And so what you will do is you'll go in with your Chen. And once again, Lyriel explained this all to me in our tier list video, which I thought was so fun. But you go with your Chen, you put her in the front row, you let her die instantly, but you have, so your starting team would look something like this. You could have another buffer in this slot as well instead of Laurel, but essentially what you do is you just buff straight away with Freda using her buff ability. You use Chen, put Chen right in front of the boss. You know, I'm going to do it, see if I can do it. I suck at this strategy, and my build isn't the greatest because there is a trace that the more damage you've taken, the more damage you deal, which allows you to nuke this much harder. Let me try. I'm not great at it, but the idea is you put Chen on the front, let her avoid death with Su. Then once the avoid death's done, you swap to Gayu, and then you use his skill straight away on the boss, or the area that Chen is, and then you just use Chen's ultimate straight away on the boss, and then the remnants of Chen will kill the boss within about, like, 15 seconds of the battle starting. Let's try it. Once again, I suck at this cheese strategy. I don't have the right build. I'll see if I can do it just so for demonstration's sake. But I do like the general strategy of just avoiding the boss with skills, killing all the ads early on, phase 3 nuke, and hope to survive. That's my basic strategy. So what we do with this team is we're going to remove... You could leave her in at the start, but I'm just going to remove her. No, we do. Wait. We do want her at the start. So we're going to do it like this. Boom. Yep, that's fine. You know, yeah, let's just leave it like that. Okay, take 2 at this one as well. We're going to leave you back there. I should put another buffing unit in, but who cares? Let's go ahead and slap you up here. All right, let's see if we can get this to work. All right, we're on 1 speed, so with you, we're going to go ahead and we're going to summon these drones over here. Perfect. Boss always ends up over here on the map, so that's why we want to put that there. It doesn't really matter at all, like, in the larger scheme, I don't think. We're going to do that. Now we're just waiting for her to die, to proc the immunity to death, essentially, is what we're waiting for. So we're just going to do this again. Once again, we're just trying to punch out our Inspire stacks. We should get the proc here. Yep, perfect. Okay, good. Good. Now we... Oh, dude, I was a bit slow on that. Okay, so now we want to hit this AoE damage. I might have been a little bit too slow with this, so we might actually wipe here. Let's try again. Yes, use. Now I need to click on anyone to pause time because I need to swap. I need to swap characters. So I need to get old mate in. Maybe I just leave him in at the start. Backup. Okay, so now we can use you for you, confirm. And then I want to use his ability straight away. So we want to use his ability. We got to use the weakened one. And we got to put it on the boss. Okay, because that should reposition the bird. Okay, and then we can use you, summon again. Perfect. Okay, so now we're nuking. So this is basically what we were aiming to do. So there we go. We get that proc on her. It's that second ability you need to use as well because it repositions the bird and because they've got to be near the bird to actually get that effect. So we can go ahead and buff here. As you can see, we're nuking that health bar. Unfortunately, he died, but that was always going to happen. So we're just going to go ahead and try and nuke the boss here. Oh, wait, the boss is not in a position to be nuked. So we're going to go back up. We're going to go back. Dude, can we AoE attack the boss, please? This is where it gets hairy because we don't have the extra damage amplification process of that extra one where it's like lost HP equals more damage. I don't know if we're going to have the damage to do this, but let's go ahead and use this. Boom, she's going to die. Cool. We use backup. We get old mate out. We try and put as much damage in as we can. We use him. We go boom. Actually, does he have... He has his summon up. Okay, this is probably going to kill him. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully, we have enough damage to kill the boss, though. The orbital strike is taking its time, so he's dead now. He's dead now. Let's see if the orbital strike can get it done. Dude, the boss's health was so close. No way. You see the boss's health? We've got another backup. No, we're done. Dude, we were 5.63% away. Hopefully that at least shows you the strategy. Once again, I didn't have enough damage focus. Maybe even if I used my actual... whatchamacallit, my terminal, I might have had the damage to kill the boss there, but that is the basic strategy. Once again, you kind of need a more damage focused spread on your traces. Also, just in editing, I saw that Lyriel from Priorwind showed me a video of someone else actually doing that YOLO strategy and making it work. So I'll leave that linked in the description if you want to check that out. He also goes through what traces he used. So if you are trying to pinpoint down on that strategy, you can have a look at the traces and stuff like that. So massive shout out. I'll leave the link in the description if you want to go and watch a full run with traces, explanations and stuff like that, because I didn't really know the strategy because I'm not too great at it. I was just going based off what I was told. So yeah, that one helps you a lot more than what mine did, but hopefully you understand that basic strat, but you can go over there and find the traces. But that is going to be it for this one, guys. Really enjoying it now that we're getting some harder content into the game. I'll readdress this once we're at 300%. Maybe I'll have to use the YOLO strat, but I'm hoping my general strats can still make it work. But as always, thanks for watching. I hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.